I never imagined betrayal could cut so deep. For 6 months, I lived in a marriage that felt perfect on the surface but was hollow underneath. My wife, Vanessa, had been sneaking around with her co-worker, weaving lies and excuses while pretending to be devoted. I noticed small changes, missed calls, secretive texts, a growing emotional distance, but I never thought it could be this bad. When the truth finally landed in my lap, it shattered every illusion I had built around us. I discovered the affair purely by accident. Late one night, she left her phone unattended while rushing to answer a work emergency. The messages were blatant, flirty, full of plans she had never mentioned. Every line screamed deception, every detail a betrayal of the trust we had built over years. I didn't confront her immediately. I needed to process it, to breathe, and to plan a response that was equal parts calm, calculated, and devastating. Weeks passed. I acted as if everything were normal, smiling, laughing, and pretending ignorance. She grew bolder, thinking I was oblivious, flaunting her secret in subtle ways. I watched patiently, knowing that exposing her at the perfect moment would be far more powerful than any impulsive outburst. My heart burned, but my mind stayed clear. I was already winning the mental game she thought she controlled. Then came Emily, her best friend. She had always been there, quietly, supportive, understanding the cracks in our marriage before anyone else did. We reconnected slowly, talking, laughing, supporting each other. I never intended it to go beyond friendship, but her loyalty, honesty, and genuine affection gradually drew me in. The more I saw her, the more I realized how love can quietly heal when trust is betrayed elsewhere. By the time Vanessa's lies finally unraveled completely, I had already begun building a life with Emily. She became my rock while I navigated the aftermath of betrayal. I never flaunted our connection. I respected her just as I wanted to protect my own dignity. Meanwhile, Vanessa's reckless choices were beginning to show consequences she could not control. Vanessa's co-worker moved on quickly, leaving her entangled in mistakes of her own making. Debts accumulated. Her reputation dwindled, and to make matters worse, she found herself pregnant by a man incapable of responsibility. The woman who once controlled my world through lies was now trapped in a life of her own poor decisions, powerless to undo the damage she had caused. Weeks later, she approached me, desperate. Her voice trembled as she begged for forgiveness, for another chance. She assumed that her pregnancy, her vulnerability, or my lingering affection would sway me. But I had learned that love built on trust cannot survive repeated betrayal. Her words hit empty walls, my heart unmoved by pleas that should have come before the lies, not after. I looked at her quietly, calmly, the storm of betrayal behind my eyes replaced by peace and certainty. "I can't do this," I said, my voice steady, resolute. "I waited while you lied, cheated, and destroyed everything we built. You made your choice. Now live with it." Her jaw dropped, disbelief written across her face, tears streaming, but I turned away. I refused to be dragged back into chaos she had created. Meanwhile, Emily and I began living fully, embracing a life free from deception. Mornings filled with laughter, evenings with shared dreams, and nights with comfort that had been absent for far too long. The contrast between past pain and present joy could not have been sharper. Every moment with her reminded me why I had waited, why I had chosen dignity over impulsive revenge, and why betrayal is never without consequence. Friends and family noticed the change. They saw a man once burdened by lies and heartbreak, now radiant with contentment. Vanessa's attempts to explain, to beg, even to manipulate, fell on ears that no longer belonged to her. My peace was stronger than her pleas, my happiness proof that trust betrayed cannot easily be restored. But life rebuilt can shine brighter than ever before. Months went by. Vanessa's life spiraled further, a cautionary tale of selfish choices and poor decisions. Meanwhile, Emily and I celebrated milestones, quiet victories, and everyday joys that had once seemed impossible. She was my partner, my confidant, and my safe harbor. With her, I had found the life I deserved, the love I had been denied, and the respect I refused to give to someone undeserving. Looking back, I realized that betrayal can either destroy you or awaken you. Vanessa's actions had revealed the truth about her character, and I had used that knowledge to reclaim my life. The happiness I now shared with Emily was proof that patience, discernment, and self-respect are far more powerful than anger or revenge. She had lost her chance, and I had gained a life built on honesty, love, and unshakable trust. In the end, I stood firm, unbroken, and free. Vanessa's pleading was irrelevant. The man I had become could not be manipulated back into chaos. I had survived. I had rebuilt, and I had chosen a love that was authentic, loyal, and fulfilling. Life had given me a second chance, and I had seized it fully, while the woman who betrayed me was left to live with the consequences of her own choices, powerless to undo the damage she had caused.